Welcome back to This Day in History, where we dive into the moments that shaped our world, one day at a time. It's August 1st, and today's date is packed with royal upheavals, scientific breakthroughs, musical milestones, and even the birth of a sci-fi epic. From the rise of a new British dynasty to the very first music video ever aired, August 1st has left an indelible mark on history. Let's take a journey through time. On August 1st, 1714, George, Elector of Hanover, ascended the British throne as King George I. Following the death of Queen Anne, his succession, secured by the Act of Settlement of 1701, ensured a Protestant would inherit the crown, bypassing numerous Catholic claimants. Though he spoke little English and was unfamiliar with British politics, his reign marked the beginning of the Georgian era and the rise of the House of Hanover. More significantly, it laid the foundations of Britain's modern constitutional monarchy, shifting real political power from the sovereign to Parliament. On August 1st, 1740, the patriotic anthem Rule Britannia was performed for the first time at Cliveden House, the residence of Frederick, Prince of Wales, part of the Masque Alfred, written to honor the accession of George I and the birthday of Princess Augusta. The piece featured stirring lyrics by James Thomson and music by Thomas Arne. Its bold refrain would come to symbolize Britain's naval supremacy and imperial pride, becoming one of the most enduring songs in the country's patriotic canon. On August 1st, 1774, British theologian and chemist Joseph Priestley successfully isolated oxygen gas in a landmark scientific experiment. Using sunlight focused through a magnifying glass to heat mercuric oxide, he produced what he called dephlogisticated air, recognizing its importance to respiration and combustion. Although Swedish chemist Carl Wilhelm Scheele had made the same discovery earlier, Priestley was the first to publish his results, helping to dismantle the phlogiston theory and usher in the era of modern chemistry. On August 1st, 1784, Britain saw the launch of its first purpose-built Royal Mail coach service, operating between London and Bristol. Designed to speed up and secure postal deliveries, the coaches were armed and ran on fixed timetables, replacing the vulnerable, irregular system of postboys on horseback. The innovation quickly expanded nationwide, transforming communication, commerce, and the reliability of the postal system across the country. On August 1st, 1800, the Acts of Union came into effect, officially uniting the Kingdom of Great Britain with the Kingdom of Ireland to form the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland. The move, partly a response to rebellion and unrest in Ireland, dissolved the Irish Parliament and brought Irish representation into Westminster. The union would last until 1922, when most of Ireland became independent as the Irish Free State. On August 1st, 1831, a new chapter in London's infrastructure opened as King William IV formally inaugurated the New London Bridge. Designed by engineer John Rennie and completed by his son, the granite bridge replaced its aging medieval predecessor and was celebrated as an engineering triumph. It served the city for over 130 years before being dismantled in 1968 and shipped to Arizona, where it was reassembled in Lake Havasu City, an unlikely yet iconic transplant of British history. On August 1st, 1883, the British Postal Service introduced Parcel Post, allowing the public to send larger packages through the mail. With new handling procedures and revised postal routes, the service permitted items up to 6 feet in combined length and girth. It revolutionized trade and communication, particularly in rural areas, paving the way for modern retail and mail-order businesses. On August 1st, 1893, American inventor Henry Perky was granted a U.S. patent for shredded wheat, a cereal made by molding strands of whole wheat into pillow-shaped biscuits. Marketed as a health food, it quickly gained popularity across North America. Over time, shredded wheat became a staple in breakfast culture, helping to define the modern processed food industry. On August 1st, 1927, the official eligibility period for the very first Academy Awards began. Films released between this date and July 31st, 1928, would be considered for recognition. When the Oscars were held in May 1929, they set the tone for what would become the film industry's most prestigious annual celebration. On August 1st, 1941, Willie Zoverland produced the first standardized military Jeep for the United States Army, designed as a lightweight reconnaissance vehicle. The Jeep quickly became indispensable during World War II. Durable and simple to maintain, it became a symbol of American military ingenuity and laid the groundwork for the post-war boom in civilian 4x4 vehicles. On August 1st, 1957, the United States and Canada established NORAD, the North American Aerospace Defense Command. Amid Cold War tensions, NORAD was tasked with monitoring and responding to potential aerial threats, particularly from the Soviet Union. Based at Cheyenne Mountain in Colorado, it remains a cornerstone of continental defense cooperation. On August 1st, 1963, rapper and actor Coolio was born in Monessen, Pennsylvania. Rising to fame in the 1990s with hits like Fantastic Voyage and Gangsta's Paradise, he became one of the most distinctive voices in hip-hop, known for his unique look and socially conscious lyrics. His impact bridged pop and rap at a pivotal time in the genre's development. On August 1st, 1965, Frank Herbert's Dune was published in its complete form by Chilton Books. A complex saga of politics, religion, and ecology set on the desert planet of Arrakis, Dune became the best-selling science fiction novel of all time. Its influence spans literature, film, and philosophy, and it launched a beloved franchise that endures to this day. Also on August 1st, 1965, acclaimed British director Sir Sam Mendes was born, best known for films such as American Beauty, Skyfall, and 1917. Mendes' career began in theater before transitioning to screen. Honored with an Oscar and multiple BAFTAs, he was knighted in 2020 for his contributions to drama and film. On August 1st, 1970, the U.S. Atomic Energy Commission achieved a technological milestone by transmitting a database between two computers on different continents, Paris and Palo Alto. Though a modest experiment at the time, it was a harbinger of the global data networks that would eventually form the Internet. On August 1st, 1979, actor Jason Momoa was born in Honolulu, Hawaii, rising to stardom with roles like Khal Drogo in Game of Thrones and Aquaman in the DC Universe. Momoa became a fan favorite for his commanding presence, environmental advocacy, and roles in epic action and fantasy storytelling. On August 1st, 1981, Endless Love, the heartfelt duet by Diana Ross and Lionel Richie, was released, topping charts for 9 weeks. It became the biggest hit of Ross's career and one of pop's most iconic love songs. That same day, a new era in music began. Also on August 1st, 1981, MTV launched its broadcast in the United States. The very first video played, Video Killed the Radio Star by the Buggles, an anthem for a revolution in entertainment. MTV gave visual identity to music, changed how artists promoted themselves, and helped shape pop culture for decades. On August 1st, 1987, MTV expanded its reach with the debut of MTV Europe, with Elton John introducing its first broadcast. The channel showcased artists across the continent, helping to globalize music video culture and spotlight emerging talent beyond the American scene. On August 1st, 1996, readers were introduced to Westeros as George R.R. Martin published A Game of Thrones, the first book in the A Song of Ice and Fire series, combining brutal realism, political intrigue, and rich fantasy lore. The novel redefined the genre and set the stage for a television juggernaut. And that wraps up August 1st, a date that witnessed everything from royal transitions and literary landmarks to music revolutions and scientific discoveries. History, as always, never fails to surprise. If you enjoyed this trip through time, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss another day in history. Got a favorite moment from August 1st? Let us know in the comments. Until next time, keep learning, keep wondering, and keep history alive. Thanks for listening to This Day in History.